My husband and his family are the most disrespectful people I've ever met. After 5 years of silence, I finally snapped at Sunday dinner and now they're begging me to come back. I met Corey when I was 24. He was charming, funny, said all the right things. I didn't meet his family until 3 months in, and by then I was already in love, which I think was the plan. The first dinner at his parents' house, his mom Val looked me up and down and said, "Oh, she's cute, I guess." Not what I pictured. His dad laughed. His sister Jess laughed. Corey said nothing. I should have left that night. I didn't. I married him a year later. The wedding was the first real sign of how bad it would get. Val showed up in a white dress. When I asked Corey to say something, he told me to stop overreacting. Jess gave a toast where she called Corey her best friend and said she hoped I understood that I'd always be second to family. Everyone clapped. I stood there in my own wedding dress feeling like a guest. After we got married, Sunday dinners became mandatory. Every single week at Val's house. If I cooked at home, Corey would take one bite and say, "It's fine, but it's not Mom's." If I cleaned the house, Val would come over and redo it. She'd open my cabinets and rearrange them while telling Corey I didn't know how to keep a home. Corey never stopped her. Not once. Jess was worse in some ways. She had a key to our apartment that Corey gave her without asking me. She'd show up unannounced, eat our food, leave dishes in the sink, sit on our couch, and talk to Corey like I wasn't in the room. Once she came over while I was sick in bed and told Corey, "Your place smells weird. Is she even cleaning?" I was running a fever. He didn't defend me. He opened a window. The comments were constant. Val told me my job wasn't real because I worked from home. Jess told me I was lucky Corey picked me because most guys wouldn't bother with someone so plain. Corey's dad told me at Thanksgiving that I should smile more because I was bringing the mood down. And Corey, every single time he'd sit there and let it happen. Or worse, he'd agree. Mom's just being honest. Jess doesn't mean it like that. You're too sensitive. 5 years of that. 5 years of sitting at that dinner table every Sunday, eating food I was told was better than mine, smiling at people who treated me like I was lucky to be in the room, going home and crying while my husband watched TV in the other room. I kept thinking it would get better. It never did. It got worse. Then came the Sunday that broke me. I had just found out that morning that I got a promotion. Big one. I'd been working toward it for 2 years. I was genuinely happy for the first time in months. I told Corey in the car on the way to his mom's house. He said, "Cool, don't bring it up at dinner though. Jess just got passed over for a raise and she's sensitive about it." I sat with that the whole drive. We got to the house. Everyone sat down. Jess spent 20 minutes talking about how unfair her job was. Val rubbed her back and told her she was too talented for that company. Corey's dad said she deserved better. Then Val turned to me and said, "What about you? Anything new?" I opened my mouth. Corey kicked me under the table. I closed it. Then Jess said, "Probably not. She just sits at home on her laptop. That's not really work." Corey laughed. His dad laughed. Val smiled and passed the year rolls. Something in me just shut off. Not broke. Shut off. I put my fork down. I looked at Val and said, "I got promoted today. A big one. I now make more than everyone at this table combined." Nobody moved. I kept going. "And I know that because Corey asks me to cover your mortgage every other month, Val, and because Jess borrowed $4,000 from us in January that she never paid back, and because your husband hasn't worked in 3 years but still has opinions about how I spend my Sundays." Val's face went red. Jess put her fork down. Corey grabbed my arm under the table. I pulled it away. 5 years I've been coming to this table and letting every single one of you talk down to me. My cooking isn't good enough, my house isn't clean enough, my job isn't real enough, but my money is real enough when you need it. I looked at Corey. "And you've never once defended me. Not at our wedding, not in our home, not at this table. You let your mother rearrange my kitchen. You let your sister call me plain to my face. You kicked me under the table tonight so I wouldn't make your sister feel bad about something I actually earned." He didn't say a word. I stood up. "I'm done coming to Sunday dinner. I'm done pretending this family respects me. And Corey, when you figure out whose side you're on, you know where I live." I drove home alone. 5 years I was too sensitive. Turns out I was just too quiet.